All right, racists.
Dr. King say, the Negro people find themselves in exile in their own land. He did not say they brought them from Africa and put them here. He said the Negro people in their own land.
So now that we know who took the 5,000-mile hike over an ice cube just to get here, let's utilize today's class to address the asinine theories and overall bullshit things you people say in my comments. Some of you people aren't even worth the 5-second video it would take to address your low-level intelligence. So I'll group all of you school glue nutritionists together. We have been led to believe that the same people who built the pyramids and every US city suddenly forgot how to build a boat and had to wait on a European cruise line to get across the world, especially when scientists just found footprints in New Mexico that are 23,000 years old, which means the nomadic Siberian crew didn't even have their bags of beef jerky packed yet. Those footprints in New Mexico belong to the Aboriginals, the copper-colored, woolly-haired people who were already building mounds in Mississippi, while the rest of the world was still trying to figure out how to make fire. Aboriginal Americans didn't have to cross an ice bridge. They were the bridge. Some of you even had the nerve to ask Aboriginals where their tribal ID was. Oh, you mean the ID card that considers a person enslaved to an identity and a reserved land? Again, a land that was built and cultivated by the Aboriginal Buffalo Soldiers. Buffalo Soldiers built the reservations. Check the 1828 Webster's Dictionary. You know, the one that was written by the people who actually stole the land. It defines American as the copper-colored race found here by the Europeans. It doesn't say people who migrated from Russia. If the phenotype is copper-colored and the hair is woolly, you're looking at the original American ethnogenesis. The native label is just a participation trophy for the people who showed up second. The claims that there are no evidence of black people here before 1600 is one of the funniest claims that you've made. So you want me to believe that the Olmecs just decided to carve 20-ton stone heads with braids, broad noses, and full lips just because they were bored? Did they accidentally depict a Negro phenotype that mainstream science calls stylized? That's like looking at a picture of a cat and then calling it a stylized raccoon because you don't want to admit that cats exist. The Washita, the Yamasee, and the California Free People were already here. So the next time you try to tell everyone that the history starts at a slave port, remember this. You can't bring a man to a land he already owns, especially when his face is all over the architecture. You can't claim to be first while walking into a home that's already furnished, painted, and full of people. Or that would make you Goldilocks. I guess you know now where that story came from. America was just right. Just right for the Aboriginals, that is. The rest of you just invited yourselves in, and now you're claiming something that isn't yours.
Day 7 of me convincing Black Americans to sign my petition to take Black and African American off the U.S. Census and come up with a classification that only Black Americans can classify as.
You've been,
and I placed African American on the census.
Look like you ain't no such thing as an African American.
If
you was in the Congo, you wouldn't have that opportunity.
I used the African American scholarship.
We know what y'all do.
You wouldn't have that opportunity.
Exactly.
Right?
Your mama was laying home laying down while y'all was out
used
there
African
digging
American
in
scholarships and I placed African
You're not
American
an
on my
African
application.
American. You're not a Black American.
Nope.
That's the problem now.
Now I am.
You said you do what? You said you check the box and do what? Use what?
He click African American and he
I placed African American
scholarship.
Go ahead and say it.
Can I just say one thing before we continue?
Hold on. Go ahead. You said what?
Are you speaking to me or Dimple?
I was talking to Smongolo.
Oh, I said that I received African American scholarships as well as I placed African American on every single thing which I applied to.
Y'all hear
Why do you do that? Why do you do that and you know you're not African American?
So that means
that's the thing that most closely. That's the thing that most closely aligns with my identity. I'm American and I'm African, so I just placed that.
No, you're not.
You're not an American, and you will never.
And we need to
report
him.
I'm Congolese American. I'm not denying that.
No.
Black Americans cannot go to Africa, Caribbean, or South America and claim to be African, Caribbean, or South American and receive benefits. So why is it okay that melanated immigrants can come to America and cosplay as a Black American and receive Black American benefits?
Yes, I'm speaking to you. Musty tether, where you fleeing tell the way you feel into. I got into my Uber. What did I see? It was a dusty, musty tether, smelling like cheetah pea. Musty tether, yes, I'm speaking to you. Musty tether, where you feel into. I got into my Uber. What did I see? It was a dusty, musty tether.
This is a side note to the story, but this is why black people aren't respected in this country. Is because while they are in fact hunting black people in the streets, many of them, that you go then to the streets to protest and that's not something that the lineage of evil respects. They respect eye for an eye. That's what they respect. They respect, hey, I want my pound of flesh. That is what these people respect. And until you start communicating with them on a level in which they understand, well, you're always going to be at the mercy of these people. That's what you're going to do. You're always going to throw yourself, please, I want justice. I want justice. Justice will never come if you ask for it.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Justice comes to those who demand it, who take it, okay? That's what happens in this country, historically speaking. Now, that may not work for every other group, but for black people, that's how it historically has worked. You have got to take it. You cannot ask for it. In many cases, you can't even demand because they'll just ignore your demands. You've got to take it by any means necessary. As Malcolm X said, it's either the ballot or the bullet. It just is what it is.
Damn.
That being said, go into the story, and what people are always miss with these stories is very interesting.
There needs to be a progressive American African movement that looks out for the best interests of the American African people, that does not demonize our brothers and sisters abroad, and that looks to build relationships with them as far as that can be done. So my movement to counteract the negativity of these movements we're discussing is going to be the DAFA movement.
Do you think that a motherfucker finna follow your movement? DAFA? You always want some shit to sound African too. Like, you don't see that shit ain't taken? Niggas is not African. Okay? And these is black people. These is niggas. All the people that's behind FBA is niggas. All this DAFA and Dayfu and Fubu and all that shit you talking about, bro. Go to Africa with that. If niggas in Africa and niggas in America was going to be all this holding hands, skipping into the sunset, like Dr. Martin Luther King's dream, we would have been done it by now. It didn't happen. You got to accept that. You got to accept that shit did not happen, and it's okay. It ain't no big deal. We all right. It ain't no war. You know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't going at it. We good. They doing them and we doing us. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? They fool and all that shit. Man, get the fuck up out of here, nigga. Nobody's listening to you. Niggas followed you for over 10 years, nigga. And you couldn't get to school for children. What you gonna do for a whole nation of niggas? Stupid.
DAFA, descendants of African freedmen in America. Remember, Loom.
See, and that's the other thing. Freedmen they always want to refer to the slave aspect of this shit. I'm not trying to identify with slavery, nigga. Fuck, I don't care about that shit. I don't want to hear about that shit. If there's anything that I'm trying to disconnect from, it's fucking slavery. I want to talk about before slavery. I want to talk about the indigenous melanated black Americans. Before this bitch was even ever called America or whatever it was called. I want to talk about that. I don't give a fuck about freedmen. You want niggas to be reminded of that their ancestors was nobody else is reminded of their indentured servitude.
After freedom came, we were known as what? Freedmen.
After freedom came, we was known as what? Freedmen. We're not going to be remembered as the slaves for the rest of our existence. You can do that. Freedman, you dumb son of a bitch.
Descendants of African freedmen in America.
Oh, okay, there we go. Descendants of African freedmen in America. He's never going to use the American name while sitting your big ass up here in America. DAFA, that stands for donuts, avocado wrap, fries, and apple cider, nigga. That's what DAFA stands for.
Understanding of it is, I think that they believe that the reparations belong to descendants of slaves.
Well, I'm going to say this as a Pan-Africanist, because we invented the reparations fight. It don't come from FBA, it don't come from ADOS. This was around before they were born. You feel me? Pan-Africanists gave birth to it.
Wrong. Here's proof. Here's an example of a wide-scale reparations claim that predates Pan-Africanism. In 1897, Kelly House and Isaiah Dickinson founded the National Ex-Slave Mutual Relief Bounty and Pension Association, or MRB&PA. Dickinson organized chapters across the country while House led the legal battles, even filing a $68 million lawsuit against the federal government. Their fight was entirely U.S. focused, no Pan-Africanism, no Africa, because we ain't Africans.
What is Dr. Umar doing? He tried to remix FBA and turn to something new? Shout out to the brother that recently did the interview on his podcast. I thought he did a good job. He tried to remain as partial as possible. But the one thing I didn't understand throughout the whole thing is that, man, you just said you opened up your school and it's about to be open. Ain't no enrollment dates. Ain't no curriculum being dispersed. Anything that you're supposed to be focusing on. None of that's being talked about, bro. And the next thing I personally don't like is, why do you always act like Black Americans are always hostile? Why don't these people see the hostility on the other side? It's always Black Americans are wrong. Y'all are doing everything wrong. Please be nice to the other immigrant community. It is never the other way. It's always one way. And as much as you don't like it, man, the delineation and everything that's going on is solid, baby. You got to respect it. I know you can have your feelings, Dr. Umar, but your wave, your era, your thought process is done. And I'm tired of hearing the interviews, bro. You have to show the work now. All the other stuff you were talking about, but as a man, show your work, show your accomplishments, show everything that you're talking about. Just stop talking, bro, because it doesn't hold no weight. And it's sad.
Stand on business, okay? ADOS, FBA, stand on business. Native Americans, freedmen, whatever bullshit y'all into, stay over there. But we the Africans, we the Pan-Africanists, we standing on ours. We standing on ours. Y'all feel me? So I want all my Americans to know I got some big announcements coming. And fees. I repeat, on August the 5th, the city of Wilmington, Delaware, took out a lien to auction off the campus we bought, the campus we've been working on for 6.5 years. I got some blow your brains out big announcements coming, y'all. Dr. Umar has access to no money right now because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple Pay and PayPal as necessary. So the Prince of Pan-Africanism, for the first time in my life, is without any digital currency. So for my loyal supporters out there, if you can spare a few dollars so I can take care of Queen Mother Ifa Tunde and myself until my bank account is frozen or canceled so I can get my money back and open up a new account, please hit my Apple Pay or hit my PayPal. Feel me? So for all my RBG, ride or die, Pan-Africanists, Black nationalists, y'all feel me? We about to take it over. 2025 is the year of Pan-Africanism, but you got to be a Pan-Africanist. I got a new program coming out for the ladies. It's called Lunch with the Doctor. It's called Lunch with the Doctor. You make a $500 donation to FDMG Academy, ladies. $500 donation to FDMG Academy, and you get a free lunch with Dr. Umar, restaurant of your choice in the state of Wilmington, Delaware. I said we got a new program called Lunch with Dr. Umar. Private lunch. Ladies, you got to donate $500 to the FDMG Academy, and I will take you to lunch, private lunch, any restaurant you want in the state of Delaware. It's called Lunch with the Doctor, and it costs you $500. Black queens, you're going to have to go natural. Black queens, you're going to have to go natural. Black kings, drop the bunnies now. You not rocking with me with no bunnies, bruh. And you got to go through my snow bunny rehab.
Dr. Umar Johnson, aka Jermaine Shoemaker, is African, guys, and I'm gonna go deep with this. First of all, we don't wear them kind of shirts. Africans do. Look at his facial features. Don't be fooled, especially by Africans who've been in the States for a while. If they're like first and second generations, they don't look as African as they used to look. And as they breed. And here in America, the African stuff goes out. It gets washed away. Let's talk about the population of African individuals within Philadelphia. First of all, what I don't like is that they lump so-called black people and Africans in the same group. They say that Philly constitutes the largest ethnic group with 39% of the city's population identifying as such from the Philly Tribune as African American. Okay? So pretty much Africans are lumping themselves into the black or African American classification. But it makes up 39% of such a small city. If you look lower, it says specifically the city has a significant increase in its black immigrant population with notable communities from Nigeria, Ethiopia, Ghana, and Liberia, as well as the Caribbean. So again, Dr. Umar is African. He's probably a first generation. This is the reason why you don't see his mother. But let's keep going. Do not be fooled by the beard and the hair, guys. They can fit in with us because they have the same phenotype almost. Not to the same degree, but they have the same phenotype. Phenotype is what you look like on the outside. Our inside genealogy is different. But this man is Nigerian. If you can see it, he tells you. But anyway, let's see how Dr. Umar ties in with Tariq Nasheed in his FBA Foundational Black American thing. Tariq Nasheed, also African. Look at that man's features, guys. You gotta pay attention. You gotta be able to tell the difference. Now, at the same time that Dr. Umar is being torn down, Tariq Nasheed's movement, Foundational Black Americans, is being uplifted. Now, y'all gotta look at this for what it is. Now, do y'all remember this documentary, Hidden Colors? Tariq Nasheed and Dr. Umar Johnson was heavily involved in the production of this documentary, and they were actual speakers on this documentary. And it had like 5 parts, I believe. But each part was giving us a picture of what so-called Black American history is supposed to be like. But how can they do that if they're African? But let's keep going. Dr. Umar is a Pan-African, okay? And Pan-Africanism is a global movement and ideology that emphasizes the shared history, culture, and destiny, of people of African descent, both of the continent and the diaspora. So again, it's a lumping in of people who share the same phenotype, not necessarily the same history or culture or genealogy. Let's keep going. In history, so-called Black Americans have been classified about 6 times. There's always a new classification coming out every 10 to 20 or so years. So right now what's happening is a reclassification. So the lumping in of the African with the so-called Black American can become solidified. Now let's talk about this FBA movement that Tariq Nasheed started. The Foundational Black American, also known as FBA Foundation, whatever, refers to Black Americans who are direct descendants of the freedmen formerly enslaved Black people in the United States. This designation emphasizes their lineage and connection to the historical struggles and contributions of those who built the nation. Now, freedmen connects you back to being a slave, which we never were. It also connects you back to Africa, which then lumps you in with the diaspora. Now, this is how the Africans are trying to usurp what is going to be given back, which is called the Great Wealth Transfer. That's what I call it, where all the things that were taken are going to be given back to the rightful heirs. What Africans are trying to do is usurp that transfer by calling themselves African American, by connecting us to their lineage, which is false. It's actually the other way around. They should actually be coming to America because some of them got moved to Africa. Let's keep in mind that Africa, the country that we know today, the continent that we know today, all of the countries, it's 54 of them, all of those countries were established in the 19th century. Now, all of a sudden, Dr. Umar, who worked with Tariq Nasheed, is facing all of these money issues. He ain't open to school, all of this. Meanwhile, Tariq Nasheed's FBA movement is being pushed to the forefront. Y'all gotta use your brain. Stop believing people just because they share similar appearance. All skin folk ain't kinfolk, and Africans are and have been used to lump us together so that they can connect us to their bullshit slave story. Okay? Comment your thoughts below.
See, they use Africa as an abstract. It's an abstract. It's mythologized. So you're going to go over there and just all this beautiful land, and you're going to walk with the animals. You're going to be barefoot picking berries, and you're going to have 8 wives. Oh, it's going to be so beautiful. Oh, you're going to be walking barefoot in the beautiful grass, and oh, it's just going to be so, we're going to go back to our throne. And you get over there and step in some human shit, and it's going to be musty. They're not telling you the truth. No, I'm not dissing anybody, but let's stop playing games. Let's stop playing games. They treat it like a religion. It's an abstract heaven. You understand? And if you criticize heaven, oh, what is that? Oh, see, you can't, with the Pan-Africanists, you can't criticize heaven. Yeah. Oh, that's heresy. Oh, if you go over there and say, hey, wait a minute, I'm over here. It stank, and I don't really like the food. And somebody just tried to scam me out of some money, and people are musty. This don't seem like heaven. How dare you talk about the motherland? How dare you talk about your motherland? You can't say that about the motherland. I can't say this nigga's musty and he tried to scam me. I can't say that. We can't do that. You want to be with the white man because I don't want to go and get scammed. Come on, man. We can't criticize it or tell the truth. You know, that messes up the religious framing of it. You know, I can't say, hey, why is this dude shitting on a sidewalk? I can't say nothing. Don't say that. The white man tricked him. Okay. Can the white man give him some toilet paper? Because he didn't wipe his ass. I mean, damn, can we do something about this? Come on. Listen, that Pan-African talk is done. It's done. We are foundational Black Americans. This is it. We're getting tangible results here. We built this land. We're on our homeland right now. And we're standing on lineage business just like Frederick Douglass stood on lineage business. Just like Harriet Tubman stood on lineage business. Just like David Walker and so many others stood on lineage business. You understand? So that's what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen. We're standing on lineage business and don't owe nobody nothing, and we're not going to be shamed.
So immigrants have been trying to colonize Black Americans, Indigenous American Indians from the United States of America, and they failed. Black Americans, Indigenous American Indians, it is I, Kenneth Away, the 5th great grandson of Nat Turner, one of the greatest freedom fighters of all time. Listen, why is everyone upset that they cannot colonize Black Americans and specifically immigrants? Black Americans don't have to like your culture. Now listen, I have a passport. I've been out the country many times, and I am not in love with the idea of learning other people's culture. What do I mean by that? A lot of you don't understand that your culture is an acquired taste. Understand me. Black Americans have the most popular culture in the world, the most highly exported, imported culture there is. Everyone mimics Black Americans. It doesn't matter the race or the ethnicity. Everyone around the world mimics Black Americans. And oftentimes I'm hearing from different groups of people, races and ethnicities, that Black Americans, you think you are the main characters. And depending upon the context and the nuance, we are. Black Americans are living in the variable of the United States of America. We are baked, etched into the law, into the Constitution. Right? You guys came over here because we paved the way for you. So when we're talking about, let's just say the term Black, you know, everybody's fighting over the term Black Americans versus people who are Caribbean who say they're Black, and Africans who say they're Black, but they never call themselves Black in their land. When you come to the United States of America, right? Why do you think your voice would trump Black Americans who laid the foundation, who are fighting for things very specific for our lineage? Reparations, restorative justice, specific policies in the United States of America. Why do you think your African Caribbean POC voice would trump our voice? Of course we are the main characters. Why wouldn't we be? Why do you think we should bend to the will of you? When you left your land, when you're not fighting for the things your ancestors were fighting for in your land. And we are honoring our ancestors in a particular way that you are not walking in our ancestors' shoes, fighting for the same things they were fighting for. Why aren't we the main characters? When we talk about music and these different genres, who created it? We are the main character. Don't you understand? Now listen, I remember Kool Herc was talking about, you know, the Jamaican guy who was trying to say, well, it wasn't him, but it was other people saying that he created hip hop, and he did not. He could not get Black Americans to like Caribbean music, Jamaican music. It was an acquired taste. So he kind of tried to infuse James Brown into it to get Black Americans to like it so it could be palatable. A lot of you guys don't understand that your cultures are an acquired taste, and we don't have to like your culture. Like, why do you think we should like your culture? And you don't accept the fact that You are a guest in our culture. It's not a two-way street. Just because you love our culture, we don't have to automatically like yours. We are the main characters in certain context with certain nuance. And you guys got to understand that we don't bend to the will of you guys, especially in the land we built and we're already over here pre-colonization. It's simple as 1, 2, 3. Now, with that being said, happy Black American History Month. We will not be colonized in our own land. We are the main characters.
Day 9 of me trying to convince Black Americans to sign my petition to take Black and African American off the U.S. Census and come up with a classification that only Black Americans can classify as.
Tell me how I got thick 4C hair and I'm still not considered Black. Like, I've asked every single member of my family if we got Black genetics and they all say no. So at this point, I think that every single North African is Black. You know, as an Egyptian growing up, whereas most North Africans, we all grow up asking, oh, are we Arab? Are we African? Are we Black? And we don't know. We don't know the answer. We keep asking our friends, oh, can we say the word? Can we say the word? Whatever. And we spam it anyways. So we just want to be accepted into the Black community. Can we get confirmation?
So last year when y'all had your commentary about Essence Fest, I shut the fuck up. Born and raised in New Orleans. Daddy people, mama people, both. Louisiana. You hear me? I watched the change in Essence Fest from me remembering as a little girl to last year, 2025. I watched y'all discourse back and forth. The African diaspora this, the African diaspora that, New Orleans culture this, New Orleans culture that. And the bottom line is that introducing the African diaspora to Essence Fest made it go bankrupt. You could argue with your mom. I watched them push out local vendors. I watched it all. I watched them not incorporate local talent as it had done before. I watched it all. And I shut the fuck up and I let y'all run y'all mouth and defending everybody. And look at where we are now. Other cultures speaking ill will on us indigenous peoples. Showing their true colors. Jollof and jambalaya. Y'all remember that? Where y'all at now? Because last I heard, Richie Lou Dennis was going bankrupt. Last I heard, venues wasn't getting paid for. Crickets? You mean to tell me he's scammed? Oh, he's scammed. That's the word of the day. Scam. Like I said, argue with your mom. I'm from here. Born and raised here. They fucked up Essence Fest.
Seeing Asian Doll say that she has no African ancestry wasn't on my bingo card. But Asian Doll, if you don't have any African ancestry, why do you look like that? Like, your face, you look so Congolese. And, like, that's the beauty. Like, you can't hide the fact that your face is giving African. Like, I'm so sorry. I know nobody wants to be African anymore. I don't know when the great switch happened, but I don't feel like you can say you don't have African ancestry and then have a face card that says Congo. I just don't think you can do that. And just to be clear, when I said she has a Congolese face, I literally mean that as a compliment, because Congolese people are some of the most beautiful people, but she clearly has such a West African face, but like nobody wants to be African anymore. People are like, yuck, I don't want to be African. I want to be something else. And you know what gets me? It's like people who are like 1/16 black that want to claim to be black. Like, they want to fight so hard to say they're black. They want to say the N-word. They want all the things that black culture has. And then the fully black people don't want to be black. And it's really a mind, my mind is combobulated, because what is going on? You got that boy talking about some, oh yeah, my great-great-great-grandmother was a black woman. I'm a black, like, I don't want you to be black. I don't want you. I want Asian Doll. And Asian Doll don't want us. And like, we should know she was going to do something like this with her name being Asian Doll. You're an Asian Doll and you're saying you don't have any black in you and you're saying you're Native American fully?
Black Americans, Indigenous American Indians, it is I, Cannot Away, the 5th great grandson of Nat Turner, one of the greatest freedom fighters of all time. Look, I don't know if this woman is Black American or just Pan-African, but it says, so I've been training in Bata dance for 6 weeks, and this is the final product. I'm thankful to blah, blah, blah for being the choreographer, stylist, and creative director behind the shoot because we wanted to get a proper Yoruba feel for this dance. So she's cosplaying in Africa. She went and initiated into African spirituality. She probably paid a lot of money to get initiated into African spirituality. And if it was truly in her bloodline, she wouldn't have had to pay money. You wouldn't have to pay money to get initiated into any African spiritual practice if it was in your blood, if you're African. And you're over there learning an African dance, that means you're not African. You're not even of that tribe, or you would know it. So a lot of people are threatened by Asian doll and Black Americans who know that they are Indigenous American Indians. They're very insecure. What's going on now is that everyone is upset that they can't dictate the identity of other people. It threatens their own identity. Now, Asian doll probably would never wear her hair the way this woman wears her hair, because that's not her aesthetic. Asian doll more than likely wouldn't be in this village dancing this dance. That's what you decided to do. Y'all are so concerned with what people are, but you spent thousands and thousands of dollars to initiate into something that should be in your bloodline already. So Pan-Africans are upset that no one wants to be African. They're begging other people to be African. She says that her face is of an African woman. Congolese, is it? Black presenting people, well, I'm gonna say melanated because everyone isn't black. Melanated people are all over the world. But these the same people, these Pan-Africans who say that they are the gods and goddesses of the world and the kings and queens of the world, but think that God, the creator of all, made them be confined to only Africa. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't no kings, you ain't no queens, you ain't no gods, and you ain't no goddesses. Right? And this is such the thinking of these people, it's so remedial to me because it shows you how little they think of themselves, that they believe melanated people were only in one part of the world. And then they want you to really have this type of logic because you know the truth and you think highly of yourself, right? It's crazy. These people are out of control. Look at this dance she's doing. Would you wear your hair like her particularly? And would you be in Africa dancing this dance? I'm just saying, because if she's concerned with how Asian doll looks and how Asian doll presents, why can't we critique what you're doing? The nerve of these people. You ain't no African or you would know that dance. You ain't no African or you wouldn't have to initiate into a spiritual practice in Africa for thousands of dollars. These people are insufferable.
If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens. Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. Stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens. You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Members of Congress and my fellow Americans.
Trump, we
Our
just want
nation
you to
is
go
back,
away.
bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before.
Go away, Trump. We love illegal. Boo, Trump. Fashion. Boo.
Less than 5 months from now, our country will celebrate an epic milestone in American history,
Go away.
the 250th anniversary of...
Tonight, during the State of the Union address, Donald Trump asked everybody in the room, as an Americans, do you feel like the duty of the American government is to protect the American people? Nobody stood up other than the Republicans. The Democrats did not budge one bit. They didn't even clap. And that alone should let us know everything that we need to know about them Democrats. They are not for the American people. They have never been for the American people. And that at any point in time, they are willing to go harder for freaking illegal immigrants than they are willing to go hard for their own people. Now, one thing I will say about those Democrats, they always show their true colors. They literally stand up there each and every time and show us how much hate and disdain that they have for this country, and yet people still root for them, but that's neither here nor there. Donald Trump did an absolutely amazing job, in my opinion. His speech was absolutely breathtaking, eye-opening, invigorating, right? 10 out of 10 to me. Let me just say this. Donald Trump was exactly what America needed when we needed it. If he did not become the president of this country, I can't tell you where the hell we would be, because if it had anything to do with the Democrats, we would be in a lot of fucking trouble. That's just my opinion.
Literally the whole black race. This is so serious and really kind of scary. So this one right here, it says message from the Romanian people. I'm not saying this is all, but these are the emails that I'm getting. I'm going to share it with you for my safety, for his, and just so that we could get this out here. My fellow members in jail will unalive Adonis if he ends up there. And if he doesn't, I will unalive Adonis before he goes to any airport. I will unalive you too, you N-word, but you are far away. Total N-word, unalivement, and justice for Darian. That is the guy that attacked and assaulted and spit on Adonis in Romania and Bucharest, Romania. And I don't know what those letters mean. I don't know, but let me show you the next one. So here's the next one. You N-word B-I-T-C-H. I will make a leather jacket out of Adonis N-word skin and send it to you. But before that, I will write unalive all N-words on his legs with a pokey. Oh my God. We will hunt down Adonis. We will cut his back 7 times, and we will slash him 7 times, and we will split his body in 7 parts. Also, I'm glad that your family is big. More food that we can give to the pigs. Total N-word unalive. If you come to Romania with your whole family, I swear I will rip off your skin and I will put you to eat and what remains burn. Bow down to the, I don't know if that's some type of gang. I don't know what this is, but this is crazy. Like, what the, I don't even have words for this. And let me show y'all the last one. After I'm done with cleaning my country from the N-words, I will come to America. Oh, I gotta cross that out. I have many friends in America who would love to unalive you and your fellow N-words. You are one of our targets, and so will the other dumb N-words who have done crimes against white people. God bless the white race and God bless the black race. So this is, I don't even have any words. I don't even know what to say. I was sent these emails yesterday. I just looked at them this morning, and calling the agencies here, I don't know that it would be much help because this is literally being sent to me from another continent. in another country, and I don't know what to do but to share it with you guys. This is all for speaking out and shining a light on what's going on with a fellow content creator. I don't know how these types of threats are warranted. I don't know, y'all.
America. Have you seen that family? Oh my God, yeah. Yes. Wow!
This has been one of the worst Black History Months I can remember, and probably of all time. And I don't know who to slap, so I'm about to just start swinging. It is the 100th year anniversary of Black History Month, and to start out this month, Black Americans were told that this is not our celebration and it can't center us. It should center everybody. That's how the month started. Not only that, we had the typical non-Black people saying that we don't deserve to have a month, period. Which we expect that, but we just didn't expect to see people that look like us tell us we can't have a month that was created because our history has always been hidden. And especially now during this Trump administration, they're outlawing Black American history, saying that it's un-American, unpatriotic, violent, and should not be learned or taught. And the reason why I started there is because if you guys actually centered Black Americans and Black American history and cared about Black Americans, none of this disrespect would have been happening. But let's continue. Also starting this month, Trump posted a video where Barack Obama and Michelle Obama were depicted as gorillas. And if you know anything about American history, you know that they considered us 3/5 of a human and that we were actually monkeys. So it's very dehumanizing, degrading. And yeah, of course you wouldn't respect us if you don't see us as human. You've seen all over, there's a guy named John Davidson. He yelled out a racial slur because he has Tourette's to Michael B. Jordan and Delroy. I understand Tourette's, it is involuntary. But the thing about it is he has not apologized to them. And this happened in the UK, mind you. And John Davidson is a Scottish guy saying a Black American slur, a slur that they used to dehumanize my people for years. Saying that all in the UK by a Scottish man. The award show was pre-recorded. They still left that in, but took out other things that was said that night.
Presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
We're here. Let's talk about the diaspora. I'm always rooting for everybody Black, but y'all showed yourselves this Black History Month. Like I said, y'all started by saying that we can't center ourselves in a month that we created for historical reasons. But let's talk about how y'all acted. The Sierra Leonean girl, mind you, I love my Sierra Leonean people. They're so beautiful. But there was a Sierra Leonean girl here in America who said she wants to strap up to herself and get all Black Americans together and blow them up. Yeah.
History Month to everyone except the foundational Black Americans. I hate you niggas. I hate you niggas. Let's die. Ooh. If I could gather all of you in one place with a strap to my chest, you know what time it is. We're gonna have a party. We're gonna blow up the spot. We, more like me. I'm doing society a favor. But yeah, everybody else, happy Black History Month.
I love my Haitians and Caribbeans down. The ones I know in real life would never say nothing like this. But a Haitian girl went on a Black American podcast, sat down and started calling all Black Americans dirty Black Americans, and doubled down and tripled down on it. During Black History Month?
Haitian. Why? Where you from? What's your background? You American? Dirty Black American?
Wait, what?
Huh? What?
Wait, what'd you
American?
say?
Black American? What?
No. Hold on. You said dirty Black American.
You heard that? You just asked me what I said. I did.
Why you said that?
Because that's what y'all are. Dirty Black American.
She just said that?
I did. A dirty Black American. I sure did. Because that's what y'all are.
Shabuzi won an award in a category at the Grammys made by Black Americans country music. Got on stage and said, "Immigrants built America." And then said, literally.
Immigrants built this country, literally. Actually.
No, what literally happened was my ancestors were forcibly taken from Africa, brought over here, sex trafficked, genocided. Just the worst thing you can imagine possible, and forcibly built this country. forcibly. That's what happened. And this is all happening during Black History Month, when it's your time to learn and educate people on Black American history, and you're saying and doing everything but. There's a Jamaican lady who made a film about unaliving Black Americans in Jamaica. I just have to laugh at this point. Not only that, I've been seeing so many videos provoking Black Americans. Some of these people have never had a viral video in their life, but the one viral video they have on their page is talking down on Black Americans, especially during this month.
Can somebody educate me on why there's Black Americans that don't know where they're from, like their ethnicity and stuff? Like growing up Nigerian, having a grandfather in the house that's like straight from Nigeria, clothing, the food, the language, the accent, everything. I've always known.
This is how you guys treated us during Black History Month, Black Americans during Black History Month. But rest in peace, Linda Davis. Rest in peace, DeQuane Trey Johnson. These are people who were killed, either lynched, they were killed by police or by ICE. This is what we're actively dealing with in this country. Yet all of y'all want to take jabs and do all this to Black Americans. Have y'all lost your minds?